Marathi into English since 2016. And in the last 10 years, so far I have translated 3050 Abhang. And thank you. And in this period, 3 books have been published. These are the volumes of the translation. I will show you the books. This is volume 1. Each book has 300 Abhanga translations. We have done. We have printed the Abhanga in Devanagari, and those who cannot read Devanagari, the Abhanga is printed also in the Roman script, the English script. After that, translation is given. So we will get the Abhanga published 3 volumes so far. This is the second volume. And in this we have translations from 301 to 600. Third book, Ganga publications have published all the books. We have kept the books for sale here at the end of the hall. And we have made a special book. This is to introduce Tukaram Maharaj, somebody who may not be interested in reading 300 Abhanga. But this is the book which will introduce you to Tukaram Maharaj. This is a beautiful book with 52 popular Abhanga. These popular Abhanga means you have been hearing them on the radio, sung by Bhimsen Joshi, Gatha, Asha Bhosle. And for each of them, we have done a beautiful addition of a QR code. For every Abhanga, we have printed QR code. If you scan this code with your mobile, you will hear that Abhanga in the voice of Bhimsen or Gatha or Asha. So everyone who is curious to know Tukaram Maharaj, what he has written in the Abhanga, what is the meaning, and how the singing is done. That is Shravana Bhakti, because there are 9 steps in Bhakti. Shravana Bhakti is one which will take you very close to God. So how is Shravana Bhakti practiced? If you want, you can listen to 52 songs in this long devotion of Tukaram Maharaj. I have brought also for your information, this is the original Abhanga Gatha of Tukaram Maharaj. It has got 4,538 Abhangas. This book is published by the Devasthanam, where it is sold only for 130 rupees, because they subsidize it very heavily so that people can buy this. The only thing is, in this book, the Abhangas are given. The translation or the meaning of the Abhanga in modern Marathi, it is not given. Tukaram Maharaj Marathi, you will be able to understand. Even a Marathi man can understand 25% of the Abhangas, but maybe 60-70% of the Abhangas, the language is old and very brief. In very few words, he expresses a lot of meaning. So, as a result of that, you need to buy a book with vivaran, with the meaning explained. Only then you will be able to understand and appreciate the greatness of Tukaram Maharaj's teaching. Now what I am going to do is I will read out my message speech on how and why is Gatha important. Because we have Jnaneshwari, we have Abhanga, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we have all Vedas and Upanishads. Why do we need to read Tukaram Maharaj Abhanga Gatha? Where does it stand out specifically? That is the point I would like to dwell upon. Yes. So now we come to the main topic, because everybody knows the other points. Why should we read the Abhanga Gatha? What the Abhanga Gatha teaches us? See, today, in fact, is the Vasanta Panchami day, that is the birthday of Tukaram Maharaj. That is his birth anniversary. And now this book, the Abhanga Gatha, has crossed the boundaries of language. With its English translation, this message is no longer limited to the Marathi speakers. It has now become
accessible to people across the whole world. And this is important because what Tukaram Maharaj offers is not regional wisdom, it is universal guidance for human life. Tukaram Maharaj, we must remember one thing. Understanding Tukaram Maharaj is very difficult. Speaking about him is also very difficult. And yet, one begins speaking about Tukaram Maharaj. If you start talking about Tukaram Maharaj, it is impossible to stop. Because when you start reading Gatha, you don't feel like stopping. His depth keeps unfolding. In fact, not even a Marathi person can claim to have fully understood Tukaram Maharaj. That is not easy. But at the heart of the Abhang Gatha, there is a continuous battle. Tukaram Maharaj had fought a battle with his destiny, with so many bad incidences in his life, and so it is battle is not with the society, but his battle is with the inner self, one's own self. It is a fight against ahankar, and that is what is important in the spirituality, because your biggest enemy in spirituality is your own ego, the ahankar. The moment we divide the world into me and mine versus others, this is mine, this is others, then the suffering begins. Suffering happens only because of ahankar. So Tukaram Maharaj shows us that ego comes in many forms. There are ego of money. People have a lot of money, the ego of caste, ego of social position, or ego of knowledge. And there is a very subtle hidden ego, that is the ego of devotion itself. Some people who have reached a good level of devotion, they develop an ego that, oh, I am a great devotee of God. And even that ego finishes the man. Even bhakti can turn into pride. And the Gatha repeatedly asks us, how do we resolve this ego of devotion? Now, that is why Abhang Gatha is not a comforting reflection. It is a ruthless introspection. If you read it sincerely, it develops a habit of continuous self-examination. Tukaram Maharaj tells us that ego is the root cause of all the sorrow, I and mine. That creates expectations, and when expectations are not fulfilled, they result in frustration, disappointment, and sorrow. And that is what becomes the problem. That is the enemy of man. But here comes his most powerful teaching. How he tells us he does not ask us to escape the sorrow. Now, this is a very beautiful argument. What Tukaram Maharaj said, we सर्व दुःखाचे डोंगर चढून वर गेलो. Means he said he climbed the mountains of sorrow. People will run away, people will get some. He said, I climbed the mountains of sorrow. So he says sorrow is a hammer that breaks the illusion of Maya. Tukaram Maharaj used the sorrow which came to his life to break the Maya, and that became a path for inner purification. So Maya can be used as a alchemy. You convert gold into lead into gold. So alchemy, Maya, you can convert that into realization. Sorrow can be used to get realization. So what it is for householders? Householders like us find Gatha as the most perfect tool because he was a householder and he showed that you can reach God even as a householder. So Tukaram Maharaj gives balanced guidance. He does not ask us to abandon family. He asks us to abandon excess attachment. And that is important. Live with your family, love them, but do not make them the only source of joy. Don't think that that is the only joy. Your family is gone, everything is gone. No. Be involved but not attached. Like the lotus tree which does not get wet in the water. In the later Avangas of Tukaram Maharaj, at the same time, honesty stands at the highest place in Gatha. Tukaram Maharaj is brutally honest. He confesses all his deficiencies to God. Continuously, he is in a dialogue with God. he keeps talking to God all the time. If you read Gatha, you will also develop the habit of talking to God, and that is the beauty of God, Gatha. Then he says, he sees Vittala, there is a deep peace. In the end, last stages of his Abhangas, we witness a beautiful transformation. The sense of I disappears. There is deep peace and complete satisfaction in Tukaram Maharaj. Everywhere, wherever he looks, he sees Vittal alone. All the houses, when he was walking in Devu, he would be, every house is occupied by Vittala and his family. That is how he was one with the universal consciousness. So finally, I will say that the Abhanga Gatha stands as a monumental work of social reform, cultural heritage, and timeless guidance. It does not teach us how to escape life, but it teaches us how to live truthfully, meaningfully, and fearlessly. So that is the reason you all can think about reading Abhanga Gatha. I'm very, very grateful to Sir and the Vittal Bhajan Mandali, and my contact person has been Bharat ji and Chandramouli sir, and I respect and namaskaram to Tukaram Maharaj, Ranpati, namaskaram sir, and I am very grateful for giving me this opportunity to speak. The books are there. If you want to buy the books of the Abhanga Gatha for 15-20 minutes, I will be here. Then I will be leaving for Inandur tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir, and wish you all enjoy the event.
Pranams to sir. Sir, நம்ம 25 வருஷமா நம்ம தமிழ்ல அண்ணாண்டேந்து இதெல்லாம் கேட்டிருக்கோம் ஐயா. ஸோ ஒரு புக்ஸ் எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்கேன். யாராருக்கு வேணுங்கிறவங்க வாங்கிக்கோங்க. ராமகிருஷ்ணன்.